Hello, friends and family. Twins on Wheels here. Thank you for supporting us and thank you for subscribing. And today we are going to talk about how we survive in the snow with the wheelchairs. Mom, make sure, Alberta, that the ramp is clean when we go out, because just like anyone else can slip, our wheels can start spinning and slip, or they don't move when there's a lot of snow or ice on the ground. That's why Mom makes sure to clean the ramp and makes sure that there's salt all over the steps and the ramp. That way our chairs don't slip. Think about when a car is going or can't move in the snow or in the ice. That's the same thing our chairs do when there's too much ice or no salt on the ground. Think about if a car wasn't in four-wheel drive. A car can get stuck in the snow. That's exactly what happens with our chairs. And then think about if you had to push a car up a hill because it didn't move. That's what Mom has to go through when our chairs don't move. It's like pushing 1,000 pounds up a ramp because it doesn't move on its own because it gets stuck. And this is why it's very dangerous and hard if we don't take these precautions. That is why we have to take these precautions and these measures in order to survive. And we wanted to talk to you a little bit about how we still make it work. We don't give up, but we have to do things a little differently because of the situation. Even though winter is here, we never give up. We always find a way to make it work. It is less than 20 degrees outside and it's been very cold. And recently, Alberta, when I looked at the weather app, it told me it felt like 10 degrees outside. Wow, that is very cold. And so you can imagine, we stay warm, we have to wear our neck warmers and gloves and a hat and scarf and we wear and coats, winter coats. And sometimes we wear double layers underneath. Mom puts one pants on top of us and then another so that we're nice and warm, or long johns underneath our clothes. So we still make it work, but it's been very, very cold outside. And Mom even showed us on the news how a lot of cars were having trouble because the roads are so icy, Alberta, that when you hit the brakes, the car just slides and it won't stop properly. So cars can tip over and slide, and they roll over and tip over. So, and did you know we thought we were going to have a snowy Christmas, but the snow waited till after Christmas? Yes, that's why you never know when the snow's going to come, and you never know what Mother Nature has for us. That's why Mom has taught us that we have to expect anything and be prepared for anything, right, Alberta? That's why we always have to live one day at a time, and we cannot make predictions on what's going to happen tomorrow. We got to live one day at a time. And we have to live every day as if it was our last, because we don't know about tomorrow. We only know about the now, the today. And we wanted to be able to talk to you guys about what we have to do differently, Alberto, because in order for you, for anybody who wants to understand, you have to be able to see or picture what we're saying. It's very different for us because we have to take all these precautions. And then Mom also has to be very careful with the cars too, the cars that we use, because if there's too much snow or ice on the ground, it can get stuck underneath the car, and then that can mess up the electronics, right, Alberta? Sometimes the ramp doesn't open because it's too frozen. So these are things Mom has to check every time before we go out, because these are a lot of things that Mom checks all the time, because we can't wait the last minute. If it takes somebody 15 minutes to do something, it might take us 45, but we still do it at our own pace. Yes. And even when there is a storm coming, we also have to do the same precautions when there's heavy rain as well. Yes, Mom has to make sure we have flashlights, we have scarves, the house is nice and warm, a shovel, and we also have to take the precautions of having candles and flashlights just in case there is a power outage. And that is also very difficult for us, Alberto. If there's no power, that is very difficult for us, because I remember when Sandy, Alberto, there was no power for a couple of days, for a little while, and Mom had to go to a firehouse around us where they were kind enough to let Mom charge our chairs. And we talk about it so that people can understand how important it is for us and for all of us, for Mom, to make sure we have everything charged and that there's electricity in the house. Because, yes, our chairs have to be charged every night, because our chairs are like our legs. Yes. And we use it to get around everywhere, outside, inside the house. This is what we use during the day to get around. And I remember when we were very little. If our brother Aldani did not call Mom on time, the chair was gonna catch a fire. So that's why we have to be very careful. Yes. Yes, I remember that too. We were having sleepover with family that came over, and Aldani, our middle brother, had to call Mom, and he was only like 5 years old because your chair, Barry, almost burned her, or he saw little sparks, and he had to tell Mom. So we're very grateful for that too, and that's something.
It was the company's fault.
And it was the company's fault because they didn't put a cover on the Barity, so it was very easy for it to get wet with anything, right, Alberto? Yes. So with this, we would like to tell everyone to please continue to subscribe, enjoy the winter, and like our videos and comment and hit the bell so you could see all of our notifications. And we hope that for all of you who are curious what it's like to live like us on a snowy day or any day in the weather, we hope we were able to answer most of your questions. And feel free to leave a comment below, and we will try to answer to the best of our ability. Subscribe, share, and like our videos. We love you. God bless you all.